Oh, you! I didn't expect to have a part 2 for this. I'm gonna stay polite here. This device, it ran mostly fine, and until I tried it at higher sample rates at 176 and 192 kilohertz, and it was I was sort of panicking. All the bar graphs were maxed out, and sometimes it would stop responding. It was like really weird, and initially I suspected the Linux driver that was unfounded. I eventually tried with the original drivers on a Windows machine, and had the same issues. I went 12 rounds with Presonus AI tech support, and that was just frustrating. So I took the matter in my own hands. I chucked a bunch more capacitors. The victims are tucked back there. They all measured about 30% too low on capacitance, 30 to 40% too low. And I mean, some of these that I replaced are on the 15 volt rails. I could not imagine how those could affect this. And I probed the rails and I couldn't see any dropouts or anything of the sort. And also, I probed around a bit with this thing in full glitch mode. So there's multiple clock signals going to the ADCs and DACs. There's a master clock running at about 22 megahertz, and that was super clean. There was another clock, and that signal was basically a triangle wave. Then I restarted the interface in lower sample rates, and then that same clock looked okay, but very, very slow edges. And I spent a bit of time trying to figure out where those signals were coming from. But anyway, yeah, this one's generating those bit clocks. But lucky us, there's a series resistor, it's 100 ohms, then there's a ferrite bead, and then a probably very small value capacitor. I assume that's just because it's driving essentially a transmission line all the way across that board. But the wave shape was just awful on that. Did the easy test, then the smart thing to do, well, I removed that ferrite bead, powered up the thing again, and probed the signal, and that really ruled out the CPU, because the signal was super clean, beautiful edges. So I replaced the ferrite bead with just some odd part that I had on hand. What is this? It's about the right package. I think it's 60 ohms at 100 megahertz. Really eyeballed it. I don't think it's super critical. And then now the edges are super nice, and it runs at maximum sample rates, to wit. So I think this is part 2 of 2. I'm not going to bother replacing all those garbage capacitors. Most of them are either decoupling on the 15 volt rails or AC coupled, for AC coupled audio stages. And yeah, they're not your audiophile grade, but yeah, go sell that to somebody else. I think it works just fine. I'm not sure why that ferrite bead is bad. Did it go bad, or is it just a bad choice of parts? By the way, that probe point, I'll save you a bit of aggravation. It's easy to get to it underneath, and it's around, let me see where those DACs are, and it's labeled T211. And if you want to look at that ferrite bead, top corner here, and that would be F36 would be the one to look at. I'm going to have some better pictures on my website, I think. It's worth it. Save these from the trash. Like, how much work? Holy shit.